Hello everyone. It's Melissa Faust from stampwithmelissa.com and welcome to my Tuesday night live video. It is Tuesday, February 3rd, 2026. It's 5 p.m. Central Time, which is my local time, and I am super excited to be here with you today. As I mentioned, my name is Melissa Faust. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from the great state of Minnesota, and you guys, it's warming up here. I went on a walk today and around lunchtime, and it was 19, if it was not 19 degrees, but it felt like 19 degrees, which was warmer. I think it was 11 degrees, felt like 19, and that's a big deal. So, super excited. It's going to be warmer. I think tomorrow is supposed to be in the 30s. Let me check. And if you live in a warmer climate, you're probably like, that's so cold. No, it's not when you've been like below 30 for so long. Tomorrow, 23. And then we're going to hit like the mid 30s, you guys. Like, this is a big deal. Hello, everyone. Hi, Marva, Sharon, Diane, Lene, Lori, Alicia, Mom. Welcome in. As you join me, whether you are watching live or in the replay, please leave a comment and say hello. You may notice that I look a little empty over here. I had the brilliant idea today. I don't know why I haven't had it before, but to raise my webcam up. I don't know why I never did that, but it's like way up here in the sky now. It's like, boop. Anyway, and then I can just zoom in. Yeah, anywho. 65. Yes, that sounds so nice. We booked a family vacation over the weekend for August, and it's gonna be nice. It's a cruise to the Bahamas, and I'm like, can we go now? So anyway, hi Melissa. Okay, so let's go ahead. We are going to dive in and get started. We have lots of fun things that started today. First of all, I would love to show you the Stampin' Positioner tool, but my big brain left it in the other room, and it's a mess over there, you guys. I just, when you have like an empty countertop, that's just the stuff collector, and I will clean it off and do a really good job, and then it just gets more stuff on it. And I haven't like spent the time to actually clean it. Now, could I have spent the time this weekend doing that? Yeah, but did I? No. So we're just giving ourselves grace. Oh, you got up to 30, and you guys got hit with like a lot of snow. We did not. I've had a few people reach out and ask how we're doing in Minnesota with the weather, and we have not gotten the snow that like the rest of the country has been getting slammed with. We've just been cold, so we're coping as are everybody else, right? Okay, so we've got one thing to talk about before I show you today's cards. We've got probably more than one thing to talk about, but anyway, look at this. Like, it doesn't even look any different. I just zoomed in, but it's way up there, so it's not like in the camera view. It's awesome. So good job, Melissa's brain, thinking of that like 6 months later. I don't know. Anyway, okay, so we're going to start. This is not what we're playing with today, but the Easter basket bundle from the Easter Joy Suite, page 34, starts on page 34 of the mini catalog. This is our club set for February. So if you join club by February 20th, end of the day, February 20th, you will get the club create kit that features this set. As of right now, that is quite possibly the only time I'm going to use this bundle. I can't decide. Here's my dilemma. I've planned out February class to go, and we just have a lot of really cute stuff coming in March, but maybe we'll squeeze one in. I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, as of right now, if you want Easter, plan on joining club, okay? You can join club $45 a month. You get to make 8 projects. I'm going to show you the cards in a second here. It's usually always cards. Sometimes I'll sneak in something that's not a card. This month is all cards. I'll show you those in a minute, but you get that. You get product. You get PDF tutorial shipping to your door. There's no set meeting date or time, so you don't have to worry about like putting on clothes on the weekend or something. If you want to just stay in your pajamas, you can stay in your pajamas. And it's really awesome. I love my club members so much, and they really are, they're the best people. So I hope you'll consider joining us for that. I have had quite a few inquiries this month on if you can do it as a 1-month kit where you don't sign up for the membership, and the answer to that is yes, but you need to contact me for the link, or if you get my email newsletter, the link was sent yesterday. Okay, so take a peek for that. And if you're a current club member and you're like, well, I didn't get that email yesterday, that's because you're already in club, so I exclude you from getting those emails. I know the buddies. 73 in Nevada. That's awesome. Oh, you got a lot of snow too. More tomorrow. Oh my gosh. Yeah, it's warm. It's nice and warm here. Yeah, you guys. Yeah, okay, I'm catching up on your weather. Okay, so let me sneak peek you these. I did show them last week as well. So I'm not going to go too much into detail, but if you don't want to see, if you're a current club member and you want to be surprised, look away now. But you get to make 2 of each of these. Super cute. The DSP in this suite is a little bit of a different texture. You can see it's a specialty paper. Look how shiny that is. I love the dots, just how they glow. They so glow. Hi from Snowless, Oregon. I love it. Hi, Teresa. This one is so cute. I love, love, love this paper. And thanks, Pam. Nova Scotia. Thank you. I read NS and I was like, I probably could have gotten that if I thought about it a little more, but anyway, this paper uses Shy Shamrock, which is one of the colors that's leaving us, so don't forget about those, okay? We've got this one, so cute, so cute. And a fun fold this month, because why the heck not, right? This one is so cute. Actually, this is inspired by my team member, Janet. She sent me a Christmas card using this layout, so I reverse cased it, I guess. I literally opened her card and figured out all the measurements, like, reverse engineered, however you want to say that. All right, so that is club. If you had your eyes shut, you can open them again. And then that's not what we're playing with today. Today we're playing with the bugs because I love the bugs. And I have some fun news for you. If you got my newsletter, I did not clear this with Heidi. Hopefully she's okay with me mentioning this. If you got my newsletter today, I had my February calendar out, which sneak peeked you some information about our spring card retreat. So retreat is going to be the weekend of April 17th. It's very possible, you guys, we're like making this a big deal, like bigger than it's ever been. So I'm pretty sure there's going to be events on the 17th, 18th, and maybe even the 19th. Kind of a big deal. Anyway, so we are going to use the Sweet Bugs bundle from the Cute as a Bug suite for retreat. Registration for retreat is going to open, I believe it's sometime next week. We have Heidi and I meet on Thursday, so I'll confirm all those dates. But yeah, we're gonna play with the suite. So I thought let's get a little taste of it right now. I love the bugs in terms of them being paper and crafting. I do not like bugs in real life, but these ones are adorable. And you can tell because the suite is called Cute as a Bug, and if it wasn't cute, they wouldn't have called it that. So all right, so this is what the stamp set looks like. We're not using quite every stamp this time. I felt okay with that because we're gonna use every single stamp, I'm sure, as part of retreat. So I thought that was okay. I had an excuse. And then you can see it's a really big die set here. So this is how your dies come. I put mine on a magnet sheet because that's just how I roll, I guess. I don't know. I feel like I should have made a bug pun or something. Anyway, somebody can help me out. But yeah, so super awesome set of dies as well. Off to the side here, you can't see it, but it's over here to my right. I have my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine so that I won't put it on the table and make everything go all shaky on you today. But yeah, we're going to do some stamping and die cutting and coloring and no fussy cutting, and it's going to be awesome. I know, Lori said there's no spiders. Thank goodness. Spiders are especially not my favorite thing. Okay, let's take a look at the cards we're going to make today. I have an ant story as well. Maybe I'll share that later. If you've been following me for a while on Instagram or Facebook, you've probably heard my ant stories. Thankfully, I haven't had one to share in a while. But anyway, these are the 3 cards we're going to make together tonight during the live video. I feel like this even being up higher picks things up. Like, this looks like true color. I don't know how that happens, but anyway, I like it. I like it. I have a little more room on my space or on my work desk here as well. Anyway, we're going to make these 3 cards together tonight. I'll walk you through them. If you would like to make these cards at home and you want to press the easy button, you don't want to cut your own cardstock, all that jazz, I am happy to send you these card kits, the 3 card kits, as a thank you gift for me when you place an order in my online store this week. So place your order $50 or more before tax and shipping, after applying Stampin' Rewards, and after applying your bonus days coupons, because that redeeming started today. So don't forget to take advantage of that. If you earned bonus days coupons, now's the time to use them. But anyway, $50 after all those things. I will get you this card kit sent. I will get you this card kit sent to you. Yep. You know what I mean. I love them. I think they're so cute. They're so cute. they just bring me a lot of joy. Spring is on the way. I am a winter fan, but spring's on the way, people, and I'm actually pretty excited about that this year. So, January just felt like really long and really short all at the same time. Oh, place your order by the end of the day this Friday, February 6th. 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't know. Yeah, 6th. I think that's the day. End of the day Friday. What? Diane, will you ask your question again? What magnetic sheets? Okay, I got it. What magnetic sheets do I use? These are from Stampin' Storage. They are really nice. They're like a sturdy one, and I just reuse them, right? So once a set is retired, I'll put these back in their original sleeve. I don't keep the paper with the tape on it because I think that would be a sticky mess, and I'm not a huge fan of the paper with the tape on it. So I reuse these bundle over bundle. Yeah, anywho, so they're from Stampin' Storage. I have also seen people who will buy like magnetic vent covers off of Amazon or at like a hardware store or something and cut them, and you could do that as well. But I like Stampin' Storage, and I'm from Minnesota, and they're a Minnesota company, so it's like a win-win. Okay, so for this card, we've got an old olive card base. You'll have a piece of the sweet, cute as a bug paper. The other side is actually like the scene paper where you can cut it apart and make scenes, so yours might not look like this, but how cute is that? A little butterfly playing a saxophone. I mean, come on. You'll have a piece of basic white as a mat. You'll have another piece of the Cute as a Bug DSP for, it's just cute, right? Look at how cute. The mushrooms are cute. The gingham, of course, is like my favorite. You're going to have a basic white label. This is die cut from the Beautifully Celebrated dies. And hello, these are awesome. So this is part of a mega suite in the mini catalog, and I have seen people using these dies. I, of course, bought the suite because I like the suite. But I have seen people using these dies, and I'm like, where the heck did they get those from? How did I miss that die set? No, this is Beautifully Celebrated. So it's the set that has like some of the words. I don't know how to describe it. I should just look at it for you. But it's this set right here. This one. Right here. Isn't that so cute? I love it. I love those labels. I feel like the set, if you don't like the set, that's fine. Get it for the DSP because it's stunning. Get it for that die set. Or just buy those things. But anyway, Lovely and Beautiful is the name of the suite. Awesome dies. I will have that die cut for you. You'll have a scrap piece of basic white to stamp and die cut your ants, and you're going to have a scrap piece of crushed curry to die cut out your little flowers here. So I did big and 2 littles on this card, okay? All right, so let's go ahead and start with stamping because that's the best thing ever in the whole world. The reason we're all here, right? Okay, we've got our Tuxedo Black Memento ink pad, and I've got the sentiment called Spread Joy, or that says Spread Joy. We're going to stamp this right on the bottom of our label, so I'm just going to get my head slightly over that. Hopefully I wasn't in the camera. I don't think I was. This is so nice because now I can tilt my head forward and I don't hit the webcam. Oh, you guys, I am loving it. Okay. I am punchy today. If you watched last week's live, I was punchy, and today I'm punchy too. I don't know. To be honest, I have not really eaten today. I had some Pringles. Is that kind of pathetic? I know it's pathetic, but I had some Pringles today, and I had coffee, which I don't usually drink. Like once or twice a week I have coffee, and I have a pop right now. Like, I think I'm just wired. So all right, I stamped the ants. The ant stamp is 3. I do not like to do stamp surgery. I don't know, I just feel weird about it. But you could cut these apart if you wanted to. I like to just leave them as is, and then the die cuts all 3 at the same time. So then I figure, well, just stamp what you want, right? Okay, Cajun Craze, Dark Poppy Parade, and Dark Daffodil Delight are what we're going to use to color these. For the ants, I am just going to do each segment in a different color using Cajun Craze. So, like so, right? I don't remember what these are called on insects. But you can see I'm just doing every other. Okay, and then on the second ant, I'm not going to do the head in the dark. I'll start on the body, just so that they look a little bit different. My ant story, though, I used to have ants that would make a home in my bedroom for like 3 years in a row, and it was obnoxious. And you guys, at one point, I counted like, I think there was like 40 ants or something, and we had to like put caulk around the window. Somehow they were getting in. It was so gross. What am I going to eat when I stop to eat? Okay, so I have leftover. I'm using light Cajun craze now to do the other segments. I have leftover pizza. So that's probably what I'm gonna eat. Because Tuesdays, usually after my lives on Tuesdays, I will stay in my craft room and I will create cards for the next week, or club cards, or my team does a swap every month, so I'll create those, or whatever. But so I usually like to have something really fast. Also, I just don't, in general, I do not like to eat. To eat. That's not what I meant. In general, I do not like to cook. That's not my thing. I like to craft, and that's just me. Okay. Dark Poppy Parade for the flag. And then we're going to use Dark Daffodil Delight. We do not have crushed curry blends, which is why I am using Daffodil Delight. We're going to use this for the trumpet. And so cute. And then we'll die cut these guys out. Okay, so there's that. Yeah, you guys are so sweet. I know. You have to have it all. I get it. If you like 2 things in a suite, you just have to get the whole suite. Like, it just makes sense, right? It's easier to order the suite than to order the pieces in the suite that you want. I agree. All right, so I'm going to die cut out these ants. It's right here on the side. Yeah, but anyway, so I used to have an ant problem, and that was not fun. And they were like, I went into full research mode. So the University of Minnesota had like an article on like all the different kinds of ants that could live in Minnesota and whatever. And I went through this whole thing. They were not all king and queen ants, but a lot of them had wings. It was so weird, you guys. I'm getting chills thinking about it. I'm glad that part of my life is over, because it used to be around this time of year. Well, not if there was still snow on the ground. It used to be in the spring, so hopefully they haven't been around the last 2 years, I think. So hopefully they're gone. Okay. Add some seal on the back of our leafy DSP, and then we're going to put this on our card front. And I'm just eyeballing it to see if it's straight. If you want to measure that, you can. But I think that's pretty good. And then we'll just trim off the excess with our snips. Okay. Off both sides. And boom, just like so. You can go ahead and fold and burnish this. Okay, and then we are going to take our beautiful plaid DSP, add some seal, and layer this onto our basic white mat. And grab some dimensionals. Pop these on the back side. Oh, sometimes, I don't know, sometimes I would just do 5, and today I'm feeling 8. So I don't know. It always differs for me. How do you do your dimensionals? Do you like to use a lot of dimensionals, or not a lot? Okay. We're going to stick this on the center of our card. Oh, wait. Before. Hold the phone. We want to add some rickrack before we stick that down. Okay. I had never ever played with rickrack before this stuff, and oh my gosh, I love it. I am having like the time of my life playing with this. It is so much lighter than I imagined. It looks like it would be something stiffer, and I don't know, you've maybe had experience with rickrack before, and I might just sound ridiculous saying that, but I don't have experience with it. And I don't know, I just expected it to be so much stiffer and not make pretty bows. Like, even though it's floofy, right? Like, it's fluffy, it's gonna mail fine. I don't think it's gonna be too thick. Okay, so I like to add some seal on the back to hold that down, and then I bring in some Terran tape, or you could use Scotch tape, just to like confirm it's held down. And then we can add this on. I'm so glad I remembered that before I stuck it all the way down. Okay, and then we'll take our label here and add some dimensionals. It's so thin. It's curly. I love it. Or like squiggly. I love it. Oh, thanks. You use more rather than less. Yeah, I think that's probably a good call. I think I use more rather than less, except sometimes. I don't know. Sometimes I'm like, this will be fine with just one. And then later, when I go to mail it or something, I'll be like, I should have added another one because you'll like see it sagging and I don't like that. So, okay, so we added the label. Then we can take our cute little ants and we are going to use mini dimensionals for these. There are certain spots where you might be able to get away with like a regular size dimensional, but I just am going to play on the safe side here. So we're going to use minis. Just a couple on each ant. And then peel off those backings. And you could rearrange your ants too, right? Like they don't have to be in the order that the stamp is. But I kind of liked that. You've got like the guy leading the parade, and then you've got his, you know, this guy's like running the thing, and this guy's supporting, and then this guy's like just here for the fun. Okay, so we're going to just attach these to our label. And see, he's yelling to all the other ants who aren't keeping up. That's why they're not on the card, because they weren't keeping up. So he's like, come on guys, let's have fun. Okay, let's go ahead and grab our die cut flowers here. And again, you'll have a piece of crushed curry, so you can die cut these out. I just did that ahead of time to save a little bit of time. And I'm almost out of my seal, so I've got a refill ready. Couldn't tell if that had actually, I think I'm like, come on. There we go. Okay, so we're going to attach big one, and then we're going to attach, oh, that needs more adhesive. Okay, and if you get any seal over the edge, I just roll it back on itself. We're going to stick one of the little ones above, and we're going to tuck the other little one underneath. And if you wanted to die cut two bigs and a little, you could do that, and I would just stick the other big one underneath there. Either way, I think looks cute. So, okay, and then we're going to just grab another piece here of rickrack that we're going to tie into a knot. So what I find best is I just take my snips and I slide it under, okay, just to help me to pull this rickrack through. I think that's a fun name too. Who named this? Rickrack. It's kind of fun. Okay, and then I just grab it and pull that through here. And we're just going to tie a knot. And it frays a bit at the end, just based on where it's cut. So don't worry about that if it looks a little funny to you. If you, like me, don't have experience with rickrack. And then you can just kind of curl it if you want, or just leave it, however you want to do that. Super duper fun. And that's our first card. I didn't even add any embellishments, but you easily could. So what do you think of this one? I think it's so cute. So fun. All right, let's go to card number 2. And that one uses the sweet caterpillar. Isn't he so fun? He's so cute. Okay, for this one, we have a Mossy Meadow card base. And you'll have a Mossy Meadow layer embossed for you with the Forever Plaid 3D embossing folder. I really think this lighting is like, maybe because this is higher so it's not in the way of the lights, like, man, you can see that so well. I'm a fan. All right, you'll have a strip of basic white, a strip of the DSP. Now, when I was looking through the DSP pack, I got a little confused. I was like, uh-oh, I have 4 of the same pattern on the backs of these. No, this one's with Petal Pink, and then there's another one with Cajun Craze. Isn't that kind of neat? So this one's got like the berries on the back side here. I'm sure it has been called rickrack for forever. I had just never heard of that until Stampin' Up came out with it, and I was like, huh. Yeah, I just don't know, like, who originally came up with the name. What a fun name. We've got a scrap piece of basic white for stamping, a scrap piece of old olive for stamping, and then you'll have a Petal Pink arch die cut from the Everyday Arches dies that we're going to do some stamping on as well. So let's start with stamping. Let's grab our messy scrap paper here. We are going to grab our Petal Pink layer, and Grab our petal pink ink. Now mine's going to look a little scary because I just re-inked it, but don't worry, it stamps fine. And then we've got this little like trail. I imagine it as like the bug is leaving a trail of like goo behind or something. But this is what we're going to use here. And I just stamped it across the bottom. Okay, and it's offset, so it makes it nice to line up. So just like that. Okay, just something a little to ground our caterpillar. And then we'll grab, let's start with the Old Olive and our Tuxedo Black Memento ink. And then we'll grab our sentiment that says love you lots. How cute. And stamp that down. I like to stamp it towards either the top or the bottom of the piece so that when I bring my trimmer in to cut that, I only have to cut it on one side. So there's that. And then we've got our basic white... Teresa, you win. Teresa said Rick and his cousin Rack invented the name. That's probably true, right? It'll be like somebody named it after themselves or something. I'm glad, Lori, and I know you've been around for a long, long time. I did not do anything to the lighting. I just raised the webcam, and I think it looks really nice. So I don't know why that worked the way it did. Like I said, maybe it's not blocking as much light, but I agree, it looks good. I'm glad you think so too. Okay, so we've stamped our caterpillar. Let's go ahead and color them in. We're going to use Cajun Craze and Mossy Meadow. You could also use Old Olive for the leaf to match our sentiment, but my Old Olives blends are not happy right now, so I got to replace one of them. So I chose to go with Mossy Meadow. So I'm just starting with that dark Cajun Craze and just adding a little bit of scribble here for some of the shading. Okay, like so. And then we'll go ahead and grab our light Cajun Craze and color in the rest. Now, luckily, the images in this set, if you don't like to color, get yourself a pack of the DSP. You can die cut most of the images out with the dies, and the ones that you can't die cut out, you can fussy cut out if you don't like to color, and that's a really great option. Or if you are wanting to get into coloring and you're a little bit nervous, these images are really, really easy because it's pretty much like we're just coloring a caterpillar and a leaf here, right? So you can't really go wrong with it. So it's great practice. Or if you are a great colorer and you just like to color, then it's also a great set for you because you can color. I love coloring, so this is fun for me. And again, I just add squigglies with my dark Mossy Meadow, and then when I color with the light one, I just color in a circular motion, and I go slow around the ends. Sometimes I got to draw my outlines here so I don't go outside the lines. But when I color in that circular motion, it helps to blend the two shades together, that dark and that light. And the quicker you color, the more it will blend because it has less time to dry. Speaking of, it is so dry in my house. You guys, I feel so bad because I go and get my doggy niece once a week, and every time I touch her when she's here, I give her a shock, and I get so sad because I feel bad. And then I talk to her in my little baby voice for her because I don't know if you have a baby voice when you talk to pets, but I sure do. And then I'm like, oh, are you okay, Bridget? You know, like, oh, baby, I'm so sorry. I feel so bad because it's just so dry, but anyway. It's even gotten to the point where yesterday I was wearing this pair of sweatpants, and when I got up from my work desk, or my desk chair, whatever, the pants would stick to the back of my legs. I was like, what is happening here? Okay, I die cut out that caterpillar. Let's go ahead and just trim our sentiment. We've actually got a little bit of trimming to do here. So we'll start with the sentiment. I just like to line that up in my trimmer, and I just eyeball it. So through this center panel here, you can kind of see through that. Right now you can see that dark line, the gutter. I just like to eyeball it and just make sure that none of the words are in there, because if the words are in there, then it's going to get cut off. And of course we don't want to do that. Okay, and then I just give that a little angle cut. We're going to grab our DSP strip next. And it doesn't really matter where you start because I'm going to give you a 6-inch piece. So I'll just start here. Just cut a little angle edge there. And then I turn it, and on the 4-inch grid line, I'm going to line up that angle that I just cut. And go ahead and cut the other side, okay? So that we have the double angle there. All right, then this isn't going to go far, so maybe I'll just leave it here like this. I'm going to add some seal to the back and layer this onto the basic white layer, and I'm leaving a wider margin on the sides, the short sides here, because we're going to cut that as well. Now, if you're not quite sure, if you're not confident in cutting this with your trimmer to get that equal margin, just use your snips. I'm not confident with my snips. So what I do, and I will try to show this as best as I can, I line up the DSP just again by eyeballing. I can see that it's right here at the beginning of my gray. Okay, so I just line that up and then I cut it. Okay, so it moved just a smidge in me moving my trimmer up and down. And I just cut that end off, and see how that's a great margin. And that is because I like to do 1/8 of an inch layers. So we've got a 1/16 of an inch all the way around. The DSP is an 1/8 of an inch smaller than the white piece, okay? Oh, that's a good idea, Teresa. I also, yeah, you have lots of static too. I know, it's just a lot. I also pulled out my humidifier. I only ever use it during the winter, and I hadn't turned it on yet this year. So I pulled that out, and I've had it running since last night, and it seemed to help a little, but you know, that's just one room. All right, let's go ahead and adhere. So we are going to add some seal to the back of our embossed piece. Now, with an embossed panel, you want to make sure to add lots of adhesive, just so we don't have any of that warping of our cardstock, and also we don't want our recipient to accident, like if we didn't put it on the long side and then they go and grab your card, you don't want them to accidentally, you know, get their finger under there and rip up the panel or anything like that. Okay, so we've got that adhered. We can fold and burnish, and then we're going to take our DSP strip, add some seal. I'm running out of my seal, and go ahead and lay this down. Now, depending on how you cut your angle, and it looks like I did it, I actually, not intentionally, I don't know how it happened. I actually was able to get this to line up where it's got that equal margin on either side. So that's pretty neat. Okay. And then we're going to take our pieces here and add some dimensionals. Okay. So we've got our arch. And we'll add one in the middle. See, this is where I'm like, one in the middle is fine. And our caterpillar. That looks good. And then on our love you lots, our sentiment, we've already angle cut the one end, so it'll be easier for me to know, but on that side I'm going to put a mini dimensional, and on the other side here I'm just going to run some seal. Maybe it's almost at the end, so it's being difficult. Come on, there we go. Yeah, that's shiny. If you're not sure if you've got the adhesive down, just look, it's shiny, so it's there. All right, so let's go ahead and peel off all of the backings. And we will adhere these down. So we'll start with that arch on the left-hand side. And I just kind of split wherever I put that DSP. I try to aim for that to be in the middle. And then we'll take our sentiment and set this down. And I do want my sentiment to be resting on the DSP. I don't really want it to be below. I just kind of like the look of it all together. So we'll set it like here. And then we'll stick our caterpillar on and just make sure he doesn't cover the sentiment there. Okay. All right. Once we've got that done, we can go ahead and add our embellishments. We're going to just use some pearls for this one. Cute and simple pearls. And we've got one big and one little. And there we go. There is our second card. What do you think of this one too? I think it's so cute. So fun. I love it. I love it. All right, let's go on to card number 3. Super stinking adorable too. This one has a fun little ink blending technique that we'll go through that's actually quite easy. So this card ends up being quite simple to put together, which is nice. Okay, so, but it looks fancy, right? So it's like advanced, but not too advanced, and then it's simple advanced. I don't know. All right, we've got a pool party card base. We've got a pool party layer that I will emboss for you with the, I always forget. Is it Lovely Lines? Lovely Stripes? It might be Lovely Stripes. Yes, Lovely Stripes embossing folder. And you can really see the texture on there. I love this one because it's got like a, can you see that? So you see the bumps in there? Isn't that so cool? I just love how that looks. And I actually tend to like to use the debossed side over the embossed side, but it's up to you. You can use whichever side you want. You're going to have a basic white label here die cut for you out of the branching out dies. And you'll have a scrap piece of basic white for our stamping. Oh, thank you guys. You are so sweet. I just really appreciate you. Okay, so let's start with our label here, and we are going to grab our blending brushes. And you know what? Can you see this is the same messy scrap paper I've used before? So I've got my old olive here and my pool party this way. Okay, let me just move these stamps off of my ink pads. We're going to start with our pool party ink pad and pick up some color. Now this blending brush I use with Pool Party, Balmy Blue, and Coastal Cabana. I think those are the three main ones, but basically it's my light teal or my light blue. Okay, so I do not have a blending brush for every single color. If you have the space to store that, you absolutely could. If I had the space to store that, I probably would. Just because, I don't know. Sometimes I get a little nervous. I'll get colors mixed in, but it hasn't been a problem yet. So we're just adding on some Pool Party, and that's going to create our sky. Okay, so you can see, hopefully, it's a light color, but hopefully you can kind of see that difference there. We'll close up our Pool Party ink pad. And then we're going to grab our old olive ink pad. And it's a little bit easier for me. I mean, you can kind of see the Pool Party. It mostly ends like right about here. It's easier for me to see in person, I think, than it picks up on camera. But I'm just going to ink blend the bottom then with old olive, and I'm stopping where that Pool Party line is, okay? And you can go a little bit into it and just don't press as hard with your blending brush because we do want the colors to blend together, right? And for this, I just start off on my messy scrap paper because you can see like these here. These are, when you first pick up ink and you press it down, you kind of get those little blotches. And I do not want that on my actual project. So I start on my scrap paper here and then just, you know, pull it in. Okay, so then we've got the cute little grass with a flower stamp, and then we've got a singular flower, and I just thought this would be cute to add, so I'm putting those a little bit lower than my old olive stops, but it's cute, right? Just a little detail. Super cute. All right, so we've got those added. Then we can take our Tuxedo Black Memento ink. Excuse me. And then we've got our sentiment here that says, "Hello, friend." And we'll ink that up, and I'm going to get my head over this, but it actually fits quite perfectly up in that upper left corner. The way that this die is shaped, you can see, right? Hello is pushed further in than friend, and the way that this die happens to be, it fits perfect. I mean, it's like they were made to be together. All right, so let's go ahead then and we'll stamp our cute little flower. What kind of flowers do you guys think these are? Along with not being good at cooking, I'm also not good at knowing flowers. I'm not a good botanist. They look like tulips to me, but they're drooping, so I'm not sure. And we're going to stamp the ladybug. And because it says hello friend, we need two, right? Because we have to have friends. So it's like the bee is saying hello friend to the ladybug. And we'll stamp a bee. Okay? All right, and then we're going to go ahead and close that up, and we'll color these in. So we're going to use Cajun Craze, Dark Poppy Parade, both of our Daffodil Delights, our Dark Mossy Meadow, and both Pool Parties. All right? Oh, Lily of the Valley. Okay, thanks. Thanks, Marva. Or Bluebells. Okay, thank you for people who know things. I was like, I don't know what these are, but they look like, you know, like a tulip stamp, kind of. All right, dark Cajun Craze, we are going to color in, I guess we'll call it the shell. I don't know, the wings of the ladybug. Okay. And then light Cajun Craze, we'll color in the body. I'm definitely one of those people who's like, oh, those are pretty, we should get those. Like, and that's about the extent of my knowledge, you know what I mean? Except roses and like daisies. I'm good with those. And tulips. I can name those. Okay, Poppy Parade, dark Poppy Parade. We're going to color in our lilies. Can you call them lilies, or does it have to be Lily of the Valley? Are Lily of the Valley different than lilies? I'm pretty sure, based on what I think a lily looks like. But anywho, I will let the experts tell us. Okay, we've got that, and then we've got our dark Daffodil Delight. I'm just going in order of my blends here. So dark Daffodil Delight, we're going to do some actual shading here with our bee. So we've got our head, got the little furry part of the body, and then kind of this bottom part of the rest of the body here. Then we can take our light Daffodil Delight and color in the rest. And my light Daffodil Delight is very sad. It needs to be replaced. So sometimes if I don't have a new marker and I can tell that it's lighter and I don't want it to look so stark between the dark and the light, I will just color a lot of times over it, and that tends to work for me until I can get that new marker. Okay, dark Mossy Meadow, we're going to just color in these leaves. And you could do some blending with this as well if you wanted to bring in your light Mossy Meadow. And dark Pool Party, we'll color in the book. Okay. Wonder what kind of book the ladybug is reading. And finally, we're going to use our light Pool Party to color in the bee's wings. Okay. Just like so. And the light Pool Party is truly so light, so it works out really well for coloring those in. Okay, so let's see here. We've got our ladybug. Get these dies on here and get them die cut out. I love the extra little window in that die to make sure that our antennas are lined up. Brilliant. Okay, we've got our bee. And I love the bee too, the way that they did the arms on the bee, because he could just be, I know they don't really have arms, but he could just be flying, and that's just how he is, you know? Or there's like a watering can in the stamp set, so he could be like watering the flower. That would be really cute too. Okay, so I've got those lined up with my Post-it note tape. Go ahead and crank these through quick. And let's see what we got. Cute bee. Cute flowers. You do get some extra little bits in there, but I'll clean those out later. Oh yeah, I like that. The ladybug is reading the ladies' home journal. Brilliant. Yes, she is. Okay, and then we've got our ladybug reading her magazine, right? All right, so we can go ahead and assemble. We're going to take our embossed piece here and add our seal. And just like with the last card, we want to add lots of seal. Come on. Maybe if it wants to. The seal, I have noticed, just this refill, it's not even on every refill, but when I get towards the end of the roll, it like does not want to come. Okay, let's just, oh, I was going to say, let's just replace it. Yeah, well, we need to anyway. All right. Seal refill on tap. Okay, and we will go ahead and just pop those in the pegs. Stick that case back on. Start our seal. Great. All right, we're back in business. We're cooking. And then I just like to clean out any gunk. Oh, thank you so much, Pam. Lily of the Valley is your mom's favorite flower. That's so sweet. Oh, wow, that is wild. Yeah, I don't know anything about like which flowers are in season when. I suppose because we have winter, I just assume You know, I have seen tulips in the store lately, but I just assume they're never in season here in the winter or fall and, you know, early spring. They're not in season. All right, so we've added on that embossed piece. Let's take our label here and we're going to add some dimensionals to the back. And this is another one where I'm like, 5's fine. 5 works just fine. Okay, let's peel off the backings. And then we're going to adhere this to the card. Now, I liked this adhered a little bit more to the left. If you want to put yours right in the center, you could do that as well. But I kind of liked it over to the left. And we've got our bugs here. And we're going to use some big dimensionals here. We're going to use one big dimensional on the bee's head. Okay, because our label is already popped up and I want the bee to be popped up as well. So the bee, because he overhangs, his bum is going to need double stacked dimensionals, and I just went with minis because that's a little bit easier depending on how far off he's sticking, okay? Plant them and they spread, yeah. And then we're going to use some mini dimensionals on our flowers. Okay, I could also name bleeding hearts. If I see one, I know that that's what it is. Those ones are pretty obvious though. Okay, peel off all these backings, maybe. There we go. And backings of our bumblebee and our ladybug. Did I already get that one? Yes, I did. Okay, so I'm going to start by adding our flower. And we'll take our cute little ladybug. And then we've got our bee. Oh, he's so cute. Okay, so for this one, I wanted to add just a little bit of white twine. So this is from the Baker's Twine Essentials pack. By the way, I noticed today, I did not realize this before I designed these cards, so I think it was in stock, but the dies for this set, the Sweet Bugs dies, are actually out of stock. So I'm so sorry about that. Tends to be my thing lately. Whatever I use is out of stock, but they are expected back in stock next week, so I would actually check the website towards the end of this week to see if they're back, because sometimes things come back on Thursdays of like the week prior, or sign up for those back in stock notifications so you know that, so you know when they're back. Okay. All right, and we also had a new product of the month start today, so you can check that out. We have a new starter kit promotion. Check that out. I mean, there's a lot of good stuff happening. Okay, let me just fix my bow. He's a little curly. Maybe I'll putz with him later. It's cute. He's a little twisty, but he's cute. All right, so then we're going to grab our iridescent foil gems, and we're going to use a couple of these. I love these because we've got some gold glitter in there, but they're pretty see-through, so they really help pick up whatever's behind them. And that is card number 3. Isn't that so cute? Thanks, Lori. I know, right? I was right last week with the lambs, and I just guessed. I don't have any other information than you, and I just guessed. Yeah, total coincidence. But I have noticed that they will typically come back or come into the warehouse or whatever on like a Thursday, so they'll be back sometime Thursday or like late Friday. And yes, that did happen last week with Woolly Friends. All right, so these are our 3 cards for today. I hope you enjoyed them. If you did, could you please give me a big thumbs up on YouTube? And if you're not subscribed yet, make sure you subscribe to my channel as well. I always forget to say that part, but man, is it a huge help, and it's free. So I would really appreciate if you could do that. And if you have a crafty friend who you want to share this video with, go ahead and do that as well. And yeah, as a reminder, if you would like these 3 card kits as a thank you from me, I am offering them when you place an order in my online store this week. $50 or more before tax and shipping, and after you apply any Stampin' Rewards or bonus days coupons, will get you these card kits sent to you for free. They'll be in the mail next, I almost said Thursday, next Tuesday, February 10th. All right. Thanks so much for joining me. You guys rock. And I'm just checking to see if there were any questions. I think we're all good. You're all so sweet. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you next week. Bye for now.